Welcome to the Affiliate Interview Series by StatsDrone. This is episode 001. Very first guest, Graeme McGaw, super affiliate. He's been building affiliate sites since the 90s. Let's get to it. So I'm here with the super affiliate Graeme McGaw, and you're part of our affiliate interview series with StatsDrone. And Graeme, why don't you do an introduction of yourself?
Sure, I'm Graeme McGaw. I'm apparently a super affiliate, which I think means I'm just a super human being. I don't know what the term is to get there, but personally I think I'm a legendary affiliate, but it is what it is. Yes, I've been in the affiliate business since 1997, generally, building websites, creating money that way. I got into it in 2002, more as a serious role, which is when I got into gambling, and now I do a whole bunch of gambling, a whole bunch of non-gambling, and sit around all day while others do a lot of the work for me and play video games. So yeah,
That's not bad. So how did your story start in terms of like getting into this? Like, was this something you were looking for, or was it like accidental to kind of find affiliate marketing?
back in the late 90s, I got into it by building websites just for fun, and I could make money from them. Like one of my first websites was an abandonware website, so like Whereas basically, where it was giving old school games for download for free, and we'd chuck some banners on there, do some referral links and stuff like that. But actually, how I got into it all was got into playing online poker, and I was part of a poker community on the Something Awful forums, and this was back when going through bonus hoarding, as they would say, was a big thing, but no one knew about it. So, like, how to do it. And so I created like one of the first bonus hoarding guides, posted it on the forum just to help people out, provide a resource. And then as I was browsing these websites, I was like, what is this affiliate link at the bottom? And I clicked on it and it explained it. So then I was like, sweet, I can actually sign up for these affiliate programs, refer people like I'm doing, and make money from it, and then I can give them money. So I'd be like, okay, I'll do this. Poker Room will give me $100. I'll give you like $80 from that, and do it yourself. So that was how I got into it. It was a combination. It was pretty much luck, just stumbling upon that link. You know, like I had no idea referring people to poker rooms and getting paid ridiculous amounts of money was a thing, but it was.
Yeah, I guess back in the day, we didn't really have kind of like how to get started. Like you might have got websites that would be like how to get started at poker, but there wasn't really a lot back then of like how to get started as a webmaster.
No, there was really no guys that I can think of, because at that time it really wasn't an industry that, as far as I know, people were getting into. Like, you know, back then I never fathomed that my full-time job would be that type of thing, you know. But also back then, things like, you know, even rakeback wasn't a thing and things like that. Like I was given, I would get those CPA payments from poker rooms, but I would also get revenue share from some, and I would give that back to the player. And like that was before it was even called rakeback, you know. So like I said, it was back then. It was just trial and error, stumbling upon, you know, and as opposed to now where everyone's got a blog or a YouTube channel, or you know, where you can pay them lots of money to tell them how to make money, you know, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy what a difference it is.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting when it's before rakeback was a thing, and rakeback's been such an old concept where it almost doesn't really exist anymore.
Yeah, I've looked up some of the old rakeback sites back in the day, like from back in the day, you know, rake the rake and stuff, and it's like, wow, how do these exist anymore? It's kind of funny how that business model seemed a sure thing 2007, 2008. That was a peak of it, and now it's like, man, if you're a rakeback affiliate, you're in trouble. You know, like you're not making a lot of money from it now.
Yeah. So we obviously know that you focused in some gambling, but what are some of the non-gambling verticals or other affiliate niches that you've dabbled in?
My biggest one is books. Way back in 2012, I started, like, what I do with websites is I build I know valuable resources. Basically, that's my goal. And back in 2012, I was reading a book series, and I wasn't sure what the next books in the list were. I wanted to go buy them, so I had them, and I tried to search online, and there was no good resource for that. So I was like, okay, I'll build my own resource and start doing all that work and all that. And I launched orderedofbooks.com back then, and it eventually took off. And then I launched another website, bookseriesnorder.com, where I threw a lot more money at it and had a lot more focus on it. And that's been killing it. And we're actually just launching this month my next book website, which is booknotification.com. And again, it's filling a void, a resource for people, because people, they follow authors, they love authors, they want more Lee Child, more Stephen King. But again, there's still not great resources out there to be able to say, hey, let me know when the new Stephen King's coming out and so on. Like, there's sites like Goodreads and stuff, but they're a mess. So yeah, this is a new site coming out, and it's just going to basically blow sites like Goodreads out of the water, hopefully, and provide a lot of resource for readers. So yeah, books are my basically forte right now. I love it. It's something I've been passionate about since I was a kid, reading when I was like 3 years old and stuff. So yeah, that's my main area now. Gambling's, I've still got some casino websites, but I still do a lot in gambling, but it's just sports betting, and that's just because it's a passion project more than anything. I make money from it, but I enjoy doing it regardless if I did or not.
Well, I guess that kind of sort of leads into the next question I've got, which is, we've both done affiliate coaching, and given your experience, how would you advise new affiliates in getting started in the world of affiliate marketing?
The thing I always tell, the most important thing is build a valuable resource first. Look at something that you can do that's helping. Like, here's one of the best examples. The last gambling website I started was in 2018, 2017, wheretobet.net. It's because I would read Reddit, Sportsbook, the Sportsbook subreddit, and people would be like, oh, today I'm betting this player prop, Kucherov over 1.5 shots. And people would be asking every day, where do I bet that? Where do I bet that? So I look at that, and then I Google, hey, where do I bet, player shots? No good resource really comes up. Or if it does, it's like one page on a high authority site. So I sat down with my main goal to make the most valuable resource for anyone who's ever looking to bet something, and I'll tell them where to bet NHL, where to bet NHL player props, where to bet the Grand Slam in NHL, and it covers every sport: hockey, basketball, World Cup, with a whole bunch of articles and stuff like that. And when I started that whole website, I didn't even have affiliate links for the first year. Now, people could do that. It's just I didn't want to focus on affiliate marketing at all. I just focused on traffic, but I just focused on creating the best possible website. Like if you were searching where to bet NHL player shots, I would tell you not only where to bet it, but why. For example, this sportsbook may have variants on the props, so you can actually go from 1.5 shots to 2.5 or 3.5. Or this one has an accumulator bonus or a player prop bonus and all that. And yeah, that's basically it. And it's been a huge success. And it's because I created a valuable resource that people were looking for and wasn't out there yet. And now sometimes that resource is already out there, but you can make it better. Like I have, going back to Book Series Norder for a second, I see copycat sites. Can we pause this a second? My doorbell just went. Not pause it, but just my doorbell went.
I'll just keep that all in there.
Yeah.
You're going to wait for Graeme.
Well, I didn't want to leave my new flashlight sitting out there for longer than, it might shrink in the cold.
And they've got an affiliate program too.
Oh, that's right. They do actually. Yeah.
Yeah. I should have make money from that.
Yeah. I should have went through your links. I wasn't thinking about it. So I was just going to say that goes back to bookseriesnorder.com, so that I can jump back into that.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. So that goes back into bookseriesnorder.com. My doorbell's ringing again.
Go.
Yeah, third time lucky. Actually, I remember when I was on a call with Amazon and I had to go get the doorbell and come back, and they were all popping because they're laughing because they could hear my Ring doorbell going off. Then Alexa telling me that it was someone that was at my front door.
Yeah.
Then the package itself was from Amazon, so they're like, you're just all about Amazon. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Attempt number 3.
Yeah.
So that takes me back to bookseriesnorder.com, where, like I said, it's the biggest website on the internet for listing Book Series Norder. It has over 12,000 authors on there and 10,000 series. And I see copycat sites pop up once a month at least, a whole new copycat site. Here's the problem: is none of them are doing it better than me. They're not like, I'm not inviting people to do it better than me because I have kids. I need to eat, guys. Don't do that. But actually, my kids are 15, 19. They can feed themselves. Go ahead. I don't care.
Yeah.
Steal my traffic. But no, all these copycat sites pop up, and they don't look at me and be like, oh, we can make this site but better, right? They just, oh, this site makes money, so I'm gonna go out there and do the same, but just not as much work or whatever. And that's the problem: is people don't sit back and think, A, how can I make a valuable resource for people with money coming second, or B, this idea is already out there, this resource is already out there, but it can be better. How? People don't do that. And that's what new affiliates should do. They should look at something and be like, how can I make this better? And they don't.
Yeah. Well, we kind of know the reality, which is a lot of people, when they think of affiliate marketing, they're like, I get to create a website and I get to make all this money and sit on my ass. And they get impatient that they don't make money in the first month. And they're like, why is this not working? When
they
build
a 5-page genetic site. They have like a casino review that's like 500 words long, if that, and it's just the most genetic bullshit. And it's like, hey, do you really think this is going to outrank Ask Gamblers, review with like thousands of words and pictures and videos and comments and all that? It's like, no, because you're not offering anything worth ranking. Like, that's what people should do. Is like, what's a keyword I want to get people for? Okay, great. If I could talk to Google today and I could say to them, please rank me above all other websites, here's why. Can you actually argue I should be ranked above them because of any reason? It's like most of them, no, they can't, unfortunately. So yeah, create a resource, create something helpful. That's it.
And that goes full circle to like, people creating copycat sites. If you're just copying, you're not making it better. It's why do you deserve that traffic?
Exactly. There's tons of ways for any existing website to make it better. Some of the, like, not every website out there, but there is a lot where you can look at it and be like, that site's ranking well, but they're missing this, this, and this. And if I build that exact site, but with this, this, and this, eventually it's going to rise to the top. And that is usually what happens. So.
Well, I've got a next question set up, but I think I'm going to change the theme of it. And it's all about Amazon Associates, the affiliate program for Amazon. So they have, I think it's advertised or written somewhere that they have over 900,000 affiliates in their ecosystem. And my question was kind of like, well, since they're a big giant, they can afford to almost close their program. So let's pretend that Amazon actually were to do that and you have to transition and move to somewhere else. What would you do in your situation of having a site that's currently, like with your book website, that's dependent on that Amazon revenue?
Well, actually, I'm not saying I foresaw something like that happening, but I am prepared for something like that happening because Amazon, for a period of time in 2017, 2018, approximately, reduced the commission rates a couple of times a year. And it was, and they're still very generous. For example, everyone complains about them, but right now, if you go to Amazon and click through one of my books and you buy a PlayStation, I get commission for that PlayStation as well. So I think, I don't think they'll close the affiliate program at all. I think they might do things like that. They might be like, okay, we don't need to give that extra money for that type of thing and so on, right? But in regards to if Amazon close, the writing was kind of on the wall that something could happen down the road. Now, they do commission rates for, exclusive commission rates for certain affiliates, so I'm probably okay with that. But I actually gravitated into display marketing with Mediavine, who are like one of the top 20 websites in the world in regards to just overall, and they're the number one in regards to advertising displays, which is basically, it's like Google AdSense, but a heck of a lot better. And so I went with them, and I've worked with them, and my income with them is like 3 times what I make at Amazon. So if Amazon goes, I'm fine. Now, in regards to giving options for people to buy books, that's a tough one because I'll just throw out some random hypothetical numbers here, right? Like Amazon Canada, about 15 years ago, I think it was, maybe 12, I wanted to diversify. So I wanted to test out. So in Canada, I was making something like, let's say $2,000 a month off Amazon Canada at the time. I dropped all the links to use Chapters/Indigo and see how they do, see if it's worth promoting other programs in regards to just Amazon. And $2,000 in 1 month with Amazon Canada. The next month, Chapters Indigo was $3.34, which shows, I know a lot has changed since then, but it shows what the Amazon brand name was like back then. It shows that people would go online, like you live in Canada, going into Chapters is actually an experience. So a lot of people actually use the Chapters website to look up books and then go in there and buy them and stuff. So it's not, they're two different things altogether. But I think if, for me personally, switching from Amazon to like Barnes and Noble and stuff like that, it'll be a challenge because no one has stepped up even remotely close to Amazon in regards to what they do online. No one has been able to convince people to go online. Like now, in saying that, it's funny, if you go to Chapters at the store, like a lot of times they don't have the books in stock, and they'll be like, oh, you got to go online and order it. But people don't be like, okay, I'll go use your website. They end up just hating Chapters because they've went there for this book. Nope, have to go online and just go home and buy it off Amazon. So yeah, I don't know if Amazon closed the program, which I don't really see happening. Just lower commission more. Options are kind of definitely a lot tougher, especially where I'm concerned. But deal with it when it comes. Actually, that's going to be part of booknotification.com. Is people will have the choice of where to order their books from. I'll be geo-targeting and all that, because I do want to mix it up with other companies, and there is a lot of anti-Amazon sentiment out there. So I would like to be able to allow people to click through to bookshop.org, for example, which works with all independent bookstores. So in a year, I'll be able to tell you how, what the difference is between Amazon and others based on that. But I don't think any of them will come close to Amazon,
Yeah, you kind of answered my next question mostly, which is like, do you think anybody could challenge Amazon for the market they own? Now, you've answered that from the books part, but I'm kind of wondering if like a company like Walmart might see this as an opportunity going, can they become that company where I think Walmart, their brands and what they sell is pretty narrow, where Amazon's like everything. So do you think there's an opportunity for another company to say, you know what, maybe this market could be shared?
There's definitely opportunity. Like look at eBay, for example. They were number 4 on the what list was it? The Visual Capitalist list. No, the Media Metrics list. They were at number 4. eBay were number 4 in like 2003, 2004. One of the biggest websites. And now look at them; they're not even top 20 in that list. I was looking earlier because I was kind of curious. So there definitely is room now. In saying that, no one's really stepped in to replace eBay. Just more the case of other markets, places such as Amazon have kind of taken over. But I don't see it just because Walmart, for example, they kept saying they would do it. They bought jet.com and try to, make that a big deal and stuff like that and do it online, but they've just never focused on it. And a large part is because going into the store at Walmart is all the experience. They're still focused on that. They don't want to change it. They don't want people to stop going into Walmart and instead buying online, and so it's that someone could definitely compete with them, but there would have to be an online store that's like has big backers and are pretty much purely online and they can match Amazon. Because the other thing, remember, is Amazon isn't just a selling stuff, right? Like everyone's got Ring doorbells, Alexas, all that stuff, Kindles, like everyone reads off a Kindle, or now they've got the Kindle Scribe, everything. So it's like much like Google, it's part of people's lives. And yeah, I don't think in the next 10 years anyone will replace Amazon, at least.
Yeah, they'd have to make some big Twitter style mistakes to make that happen.
Yeah, and I don't think even then, look, they, they get bad press all the time, for how they treat their staff and stuff. And as an associate, I can tell you, income just keeps going up. Even as a stockholder, you see all the stuff there, right? So it's like nothing can really change things, I think, for Amazon. And I forget I was going to say something then. I completely forgot what it was. So yeah,
we'll leave it at
probably
that.
A lie. Yeah.
So last question I've got is, do you think new affiliates should focus on video? Because you mentioned that earlier, where I mean, there's writing content, and then anyone can kind of set up, their own YouTube channel. And maybe this is like the kind of like the new medium that a lot of people kind of shy away from.
I'm unsure. I mean, video is great, but the YouTube algorithm, for example, can really hurt people who are ranked really highly, right? Like sometimes they just decide, no, this channel's not going to be promoted, and then all this investment you've did is worth nothing, right? So that is a big thing because that's affecting a lot of YouTubers. Like Ross Creations is one who would do like 2 million a video, and now he's doing like 300,000, and it's like it's not even anything he did. YouTube algorithm was just like, no, we're going to stop sharing it, Anyway, in general, it's very tough to say because video is a big thing, but I would think to make it work, you have to really hit it big. You have to do a grand scale thing. Like I've experimented with video. Some videos get 1,000 views, stuff like that, and so on. But it's like you don't want that. That means nothing. You need huge. You know what I mean? So you need to be doing something that no one else is doing, or just be able to get lucky more than anything else. So it's a lot of effort and work, and it's like I don't know. I'm not. I can't say for sure one way or the other because I don't have enough experience with it. But from what I've seen, no, right now it's still worth just focusing on your website. Like even the stuff with TikTok. I know marketers who it's like they've got a huge TikTok following. It's like, okay, what do you do with that? And it's like, oh, we try and sell stuff, but we don't really, we get some free stuff that we get to like advertise, like clothes and stuff like that. It's like, okay, but it's like, how much money and time he's spending on this? And it's like, I don't know. So it's like, I think for now, yeah, focus on your website. If you have unique ideas for TikTok and stuff, do them, see if they take off. But I've just seen so many creative people come up with very creative ideas that should go viral. Like there's one in particular I'm thinking of. I won't bore you with it, but this was like money, and it was shared everywhere, and I helped them share it because I'm like, this is so good. And it, a few bites, it did like more than his usual videos, like 2,000 views, and then no follow up whatsoever. Nothing happened, and it just shows you can strike gold quality wise, and it means jack. So no, I would say it's probably not worth it from my experience.
But I guess you could also argue that, like, as much as you can lose rankings or have problems with the algorithm and YouTube, you could argue the same for Google itself, for your website.
I think in general, Google does penalize some websites that shouldn't be penalized, but I think that for the most part, if you get a Google penalty, you can look at it and be like, yeah, I see why they, I've had one website's penalized, and I think that's it in the history of doing this, and it's like the content wasn't great, like I was mad. I'm like, oh, why did I get penalized? And it's like, well, content's it's not great. It's like one of my, it wasn't a big earning website, so one of my cheaper writers writes the content, and it's fine. But it's like I was saying to you, it's like, would I go to Google and be like, hey, rank this site above all the others? No, I wouldn't, and Google caught onto that and moved it down. So the Google penalties are more fair. YouTube just is a weird algorithm, and it's just such a challenge. Like, plus there's so many more huge YouTubers out there, bigger by the day, everything. It just, to me, it seems a little bit too much work and effort, and for not worth the payoff.
Well, thanks very much for jumping on, for doing the very first affiliate interview series on video. Speaking of video, ironically enough, it was great having you, and looking forward to seeing what other sites you launch in the near future.
Yeah, hopefully none. Hopefully I retire now, and that's me done.
All right, let's keep it at that. I think you're busy enough as it is.